Kawawuok e boma ma Eldoret waduogo Nairobi kama komiti mar od bura weche mag arita kanyakla kod komiti mar senate weche ma kamago puodho Douglas Kanja kaka ogai mar obila ma pachoka. Kanja nowal kod jatend piny William Ruto tok kane Jafeth Koome ogwe tao dwe mar 7. Wawinjane kaka chenro no dhi nyime e od bura mamalo.
Assembly yetu. Wewe ni mkakati gani utafanya tofauti pia kama vile nimesikia wengine wakisema ni nini utafanya kando na kushika muhusika? Ni nini unafikiria unaweza fanya reduce ama kupunguza shida ambayo imetupata nyumbani? Nimefurahi sana kwa swali ambayo umejibu kwamba mambo ya ufisadi ni mambo ambayo inatuhusu sisi wote kama wananchi wa Kenya, kama watumishi wa Mungu, kama viongozi kama sisi. Umesema utafanya mpango ya kuhakikisha kwamba elimu imefika kule nyumbani kuhusu mambo ya ufisadi. Hii mambo ya kina mama na watoto kuuawa ni nini utafanya? Pili, sijui kama unaelewa kwamba zamani bangi na pombe haramu ilikuwa ikifanyika, biashara ilikuwa ikifanyika nchini. Lakini wakati huu tunapoongea bangi zinasungushwa katika village, inauzwa, mambo ya pombe haramu inaendelea, na mara nyingi pia maofisa wako wanatajwa kwa biashara ya bangi, kwa biashara ya pombe. Asante sana.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Weta.
Yeah, thank you, chairs, the co-chairs.
Just before you proceed, don't ask a question that has already been asked in the interest of time.
Please. Yes. Number one is the issue of welfare, police housing, and logistics. Mr. Nominee, especially where I come from, I was really shocked to see police officers sleeping in the open area, you know, with just mattresses but nowhere to spend on. They have no houses at all. It is really desperate situations in some of the areas we have gone. A place called Arabia sub-county in my constituency, I was going around just 2 weeks ago, and it was really unfortunate that officers of higher ranks were spending, you know, outside in the cold with only mattresses. Number two, the other thing I realized is that I have witnessed an OCBD using, you know, public transport. They have no vehicles at all. That is about the welfare of the police. Number two is the issue of roadblocks. According to Maraga indicated that roadblocks are used as toll stations where police collect bribes. You know, whenever they just want to, you know, get money, they just go put a roadblock to go and collect funds, to go and collect bribes, instead of using other ways of, you know, combating criminals. That is the way they normally do. According to Maraga, his suggestion was that mobile roadblocks can work, can do very well, especially where there are issues. Number three is the issue of gazetted stations or posts.
We had agreed maximum 2 questions.
No, these are simple questions.
Okay, that's your last.
They are gazetted stations or posts that has not been operationalized for the last 3-4 years, and especially where the insecurity areas. The other issue is the issue of NBRs. NBRs are really doing a good job, especially in our areas.
And NPR had been addressed.
Yeah, but
we had agreed.
You know what they get is 5,000 Kenya shillings. 5,000 cannot do much, and they are killed like any other police station. Unfortunately, they are not. You know, they have no insurance. They have no pay. They have no, you know, they have no retirement baggage. What plans do you have in changing their lives? Number three, which is, Nini, I think it's a quick one, is the issue of the old way of doing, you know, operations, especially when there are incidents. Just a few days ago, there was an incident in my constituency. Unfortunately, instead of, you know, doing an intelligence-led operations, they just go, you know, into the houses, get people, harass people. What are the new and you know, modern ways of operation of carrying out operations instead of, you know, just haphazard way of carrying out operations? Thank you.
Chairman, Chairman, I will ask 2 questions. Mr. Kanja, thank you very much for the response. I want to start, Mr. Chairman, by saying I am one of the Kenyans who are very impressed with the first press conference to update the nation on what was going on. And you are doing it, and I told you. I want to ask whether you have intentions to restore the posts of police spokesman or spokesperson. That's number 1. Number 2 is what strategies do you have to reduce the road carnage? I know it's not only you have NTSA to work with, but I would like you to answer the question also on corruption on roads, and whether, which you have also mentioned, whether you are also going to leverage on technology to reduce road carnage. Thank you.
Mr. Kanja, you can respond to those ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, co-chairs. Thank you, members. Maybe I start with the last one from Honorable Francis Sigei.
Kindly go directly to to respond to the questions.
Yes. So about the road carnage, if approved and appointed IG, I'm going to work with all the stakeholders. We are also going to deploy technology, actually, as I did indicate there before, cameras and everything else that can be able to alert us that some vehicles are overspeeding and so forth, and then they can be intercepted somewhere. Corruption on the roads. I did earlier indicate that the measures that we have put in place, actually, by, first of all...
Which cameras will you be using? Which cameras specifically?
The kind of cameras I'm thinking of are those,
our CCTV cameras in our highways.
Exactly.
Okay, anyway, we will come to that. There's a question from the public,
all right,
specifically on that matter. So they say they're all blind. They're not functional.
Okay.
We'll just go on.
So on matters corruption on our roads, as I indicated there before, corruption is a problem. And number 2, what have we done about it? We have reverted our traffic department back to the commandant traffic, and then we have all the structures in place. We are continuing, and we have been very serious training officers who can actually be able to render. And the kind of training that we are putting them through is also educating them on why corruption is a very serious disease in this country, and why they don't need to get engaged in that one. And many other measures are actually in place to ensure that what we are talking about is actually fully implemented, because this is an area that I'm also passionate about. On the press conferences, thank you very much, Honorable Sigei. I know communication is important. I know communication is power. And that's the reason why, even when I was appointed the acting IG, I went straight to communication, to communicate with the people, to talk to the people, to speak to the people, actually, so that they can actually be able to get the position. Remember, what was happening there before is that some people have been killed down there in Kithurai. There was mass massacre, I don't know, murders. But the truth of the matter is that nobody had actually been killed in Kithurai. That is the correct position. But now, without communicating to the people, then, once repeated several times, it looks like that is the correct position, which is actually not really the correct position. Nobody had actually been killed in Githurai. So the reason why, if I'm approved the IG, approved and appointed IG, I'm going to leverage very much on that area of communication. We are going to come up with, good teams that can keep on communicating with the Kenyan people, telling them the correct position, because there's nothing to be hidden. And that way, we can now be able to have even flow of information, because the people have got a lot of information that can be able to assist the police to enhance the policing capability. And mine, I would like, working with the people. And I know even one of the functions is to ensure that the IG works closely with the communities and brings the organization and the communities together. One way is through communication. One, letting the people getting to know exactly what's happening. So communication will be an area that I would be actually very much interested. We will ensure that we get a very good communication team, and I know they are there to assist us to reach the people out there. The other one that probably I would like to mention very, very quickly is what has been asked by Honorable Hussein. Police housing. Yes, this is a problem that has been there for quite some time, but I'm happy with the measures that the government is putting in place. And even in the Maraga report, that was, flagged out as a major area that needs to be addressed very, very quickly, because it's an area that affects the welfare of the officers. Where the officers chairs houses, a group of officers chairing one house. It is not right. It is not right. And the direction that we need to go is to continue investing in that direction to ensure that our officers who are stationed in the various stations that we have throughout the Republic are housed within their station areas in accommodation that actually befits them. So, to me, that is an area that I would be very much interested to work very, very closely with others, so that we can be able to see that we achieve. And we are happy that to note that our government is actually very, very, interested in that direction. About the mobile roadblocks, yes, I mean about the roadblocks. The advice of the Maraga report is that we need to have mobile roadblocks. I also advocate for those roadblocks that are laid as and when required. We don't want permanent roadblocks to be laid, there throughout. No. We want roadblocks that are laid as and when they are required. That is the kind of roadblocks that we want. Yes, mobile teams on our roads is good because it's a good deterrence. But roadblocks, then that is the direction that personally I would like to take. On the matters of gazetted police posts which have not yet been operationalized, that is an area that is also very, very urgent, and we need to move quickly. But the issue is anchored on funding. And I hope that going forward we are going to get adequate funds, and that way we can be able to operationalize whatever is remaining, including transport. Transport has also been a major issue. A good number of police stations don't have any form of transport, but the government is actually addressing that one. Previously have been assured, and we are working in that direction, and I know very soon stations will be having adequate transport, which will also be good to enable the officers to discharge their duties as required by our laws. Yes, the operations, as the honorable member has mentioned, the operations should be intelligence-led. Very true. Intelligence-led operation is what the police service requires. We don't just want to move everywhere. We want to go there because there is a need to do that. And this one can only be achieved through intelligence. We are working very, very closely with all the other stakeholders, including the NIS, in the provision of these kind of intelligences, such that we don't disturb everybody. We just go to where criminals are and deal with them as that. Thank you, Chair. No, there is also the question that had been asked by Mheshimiwa Lisa Chief Colleague. Mheshimiwa, vile umeuliza swali ya maana sana. Mimi binafsi I'm a major supporter ya gender. Ukiangalia wakati nimekuwa Deputy Inspector General Police kule Police Headquarters Vigilance,